Thank you, Rabbi Breitowitz, for coming on the podcast. So we're going to bring up a topic that we actually brought up on a previous podcast, but we just wanted to get your take on it. Basically, it's about the ethics of separating the art from the artist. The most recent case that we brought up was the Chaim Walder case, where somebody was convicted or alleged to be in violation of certain laws, pedophilia. And what do we do with his books? For example, there are some people who believe we should keep it, and the books are books of wisdom still. There's a lot you can learn from it. And then there's others who feel that absolutely not, it's tainted. So that's just the most extreme example. There are other examples out there that are problematic, but maybe not as problematic. So where do we draw the line?
Yeah, this is a very, very difficult question, and I actually welcome the opportunity to talk about the fact that I took one position a while ago, and upon further reflection, I think I need to modify my position. My initial position was I very definitely separated the art from the artist. I know in my own family, my young son benefited tremendously from Chaim Walder's books around 25 years ago. And I actually had a sentimental attachment. I said, these are good books. These are inspirational books. They helped a lot of kids. Yeah, the author, unfortunately, was tainted. And the tragedy of both his abuse and his abuse of people, and then his suicide, it was just an awful, awful story. But I originally took the position that the works were salvageable and the benefit to the community and to our children was still very, very great. I received a lot of criticism for that position. And although criticism does not make me change my position in and of itself, but I did consider the various arguments. And I've come to, I think, a regrettable conclusion. And I'm very, very sad that I think his books are no longer suitable for distribution, at least under his name. And the primary concern I have was the great psychic pain that victims suffer, that when victims see his work being marketed, and they remember him as an abuser, that creates a tremendous, tremendous pain, as if the Orthodox community is engaged in a secondary cover-up even after his death. And for that reason alone, I would think we have to take the books out of circulation. My second reason is that although it's true that you can separate the art from the artist, I actually do believe that, but I believe that children in particular might not be capable yet of that type of discrimination. Now, granted, we could keep it a secret from them, but in the course of time, they're going to hear about what Walder was accused of. Right. And they're going to wonder, why are we reading books written by a bad person? And at that point, I have to be concerned that, I, as a middle-aged person, can understand the differences. I mean, I could even read Mein Kampf and get something out of it. I mean, there are going to be different ideas that you can debate upon, etc. But I think a child might be confused with the notion of elevating people that are technically Rishayim. So both because of the pain to the victims and because of confusion to children, I think the rules have to be a little different. So again, I do want to state that when you pose the question in a theoretical way, can you separate the art from the artist? I actually believe the answer is yes. But because of the specifics of this situation, I think I would now have to take another alternative view regarding this particular situation. So I'm glad I had a chance to at least clarify my position on that.
Well, great. And also the fact that you're so open to, change your mind and accept, admit, let's say, that you were incorrect at one point. That's also just very, it's a very noble position to take, because obviously someone in your of your stature, you don't always see that from people. So it's very nice to hear that you've evolved in this area, and not that but you're thinking of it in a different way. So
yeah, I mean, I don't automatically change my position just because I'm criticized. If that would be the case, I would issue retractions every week. But there are going to be times in which perhaps I did not see a certain side of it. And right. If I've been educated, I'm willing to concede that point.
All right.